Okay. Oh. Hello everyone, it's Jennifer Sinceri and I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. Normally I go live on Friday nights, but we decided to spend the day at the ocean yesterday, just have a family day out. And so I said that I would be live today, and here I am. I have one card that I'm going to make with you, kicking off my Christmas in July series. I'm going to be working on Christmas cards all month, using online exclusives and stamp sets from our annual catalog. Alrighty, so today we're going to play with Horse and Sleigh. This is an online exclusive, and it also has embellishments that go with it. They are called the adhesive backed Snowflake assortment, and there are 3 colors: white, gold, and copper. And it also has dies. They are called the Horse and Sleigh dies. Whoop. So you're not going to find these in a catalog. That's why they're called online exclusives. They were just launched, oh my goodness, on July 6th. So this paper is going to get mangled. And so I've got this die that I'm using, and then we've got some trees from the stamp set. We've got a bonus die. We have some bonus hills of snow, and then the rabbit right here. And I'm not sure what this is. I'm going to have to play with that one and see what it is. All right, so I'm going to fold this like this way and put these back in my envelope. Normally I keep them in my case, but for right now we'll just do this. And I'm going to take my sweater off. We've got the air conditioner on, but upstairs it gets so cold when my air conditioner is on. But I'm moving around, so it's best to take it off. Okay, we've got 10 stamps. This is a photopolymer stamp set. So as I mentioned, there's 2 trees. This one, actually the bonus die, you could use that as mistletoe and put some red little rhinestones on there. And then we've got little tracks from our rabbit, I'm assuming. Okay. So this will be a lot of fun. I was going to show you the other Christmas stamp sets, if I can find them. All occasion. Let's see. Yep, here they are. Okay. So there are some snowflakes. I wouldn't really call this a Christmas one, but there are some snowflakes in this stamp set. So we have the regal reindeer. We have all these sentiments from Brightest Glow. Perched in a tree. It's kind of wintry. Let Heaven and Nature Sing. So that's from A Christmas Carol. This one has poinsettias in it, and it does say Merry Christmas. It's called Ringed with Nature, but it could be used for a lot of different occasions. And then we have Celebrate with Tags. It does say Merry Christmas, and there's a fun wintry mitten in there. All right, so a couple stamp sets that are universal for lots of different occasions. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to take just a scrap of white paper here, and we are going to stamp our image using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And this is a long stamp, and so I'm using an I. If you look on our blocks, you'll see, it's kind of hard right now, but there is a letter in a circle, and so this is an I block for those of you that need to know the size. And I always take my black ink pad and I stamp down on the stamp this way, because this is too long. If I go this way, I'm not going to get it all inked up, and I'm going to have parts that are not inked. So I like to take my ink, turn it upside down, and hold it in my hand, and just make sure I'm covering up everything really well on my image here. Okay, so that's my little tip when stamps are too big for the ink pad. And then we're going to put it down on our paper with nice even pressure. I don't rock the stamp, okay, just nice even pressure, and I don't lift it up right away. When it's a photopolymer stamp, I like to let the ink soak into the paper, okay? So I'm not in a hurry, I'm just pressing hard. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna close up my ink pad, and we're going to do some coloring. So there's a couple different options for coloring. We have watercolor pencils, we have Stampin' Write markers, we have Stampin Blends. I love my Stampin' Blend markers. Now they're sold in a set of 2. Actually, let me show you. Here's one I haven't even opened yet. It comes in a little cellophane baggie, and you get a dark and a light pen together, okay? And they have 2 ends, a bullet and a brush stroke, all right? So that's how they come to you. We don't have them sold as a combo or a bundle, all right? You can only order them for the color, and you get 2 pens, all right? Now, we don't have them for every color. Now, the colors I'm going to use, we're going to use Real Red. I'm going to use Crumb Cake. I'm also going to use Wild Wheat and Boho Blue. And then I did pull my light petal pink for the skin tones. All right? So those are all the colors that we're going to use today. All right, now I wanted to show you how we color. I always start with my light, okay? And for this one, because the spaces are big, I'm going to go with my brush stroke. When there's smaller spaces, I use my bullet. Okay? Now I'm coloring in my horse body with the light Crumb Cake. If you get a little bit out, it's okay, because we are going to die cut this. So don't panic if you go a little bit out of the lines. We will die cut it out. But try to stay in the lines. It makes it a little bit easier and just more professional looking. Okay. All right. Not too difficult. We're just covering up his body. Not worrying about those reins because they are stamped in black. Okay, you don't have to contort your hand and all. All right. Coloring his mane, making sure we're still live. Yep. Had a little bit of issue with my connection there. Okay, there's his mane. Now, here's his tail. We're going to color his tail. Just taking my time. I find that coloring is so relaxing. I don't like to color things that are big spaces and lots of coloring, but this is manageable, right? There's not a lot here, just a little bit. So I am coloring his hooves, getting that longer hair, and I'm going to color the bottom of his hoof there. All right, now I'm also going to color where I see shading. Okay, wherever there's shading. Now don't worry, these are called blender pens. So I'm going to show you how this works. And we don't need to push hard. We just go very lightly Hi, Cindy. Yep, it's Christmas in July, friend. We're going to be doing Christmas all month. I'm not sure what is going on with my connection. I'm hoping that you guys, my laptop seems to be freaking out a little bit, but hopefully you're seeing everything. Okay, now I'm coming in with my light crumb cake, and I'm going to go over where I went dark, and I'm blending in that color so it doesn't look so harsh. Okay, kind of lightens it up. Now these are alcohol-based pens, and so they dry really fast. Okay, so as you can see, that kind of looks like shading, doesn't it? All right. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go in with my, do I want to go dark or light with the wild wheat? Let's go dark. And I'm going to do this part. Okay. And I'm using the bullet because these are smaller spaces. Gives me a little more control. Okay, so we got that. And then I'm also going to now change to my brush, and I'm going to color the slide, but I did the wrong part, so I'll fix that. Okay, I'm going in with my dark on my sled. I said slide, I think. My sled. Okay. Now let's take the light. There we go. And if you're not seeing a difference, it's okay. You're going to let it dry, and it lightens up when it dries. Okay, now hopefully you guys can see that. I'm not going to continue to color this whole thing. I've already done one in advance, so to save time, I'm going to go ahead and show you my finished product. Okay, so I went ahead and took the die, and I ran that through my cut and emboss machine, and then I got this piece. All right, we do sell the machines. We used to have what was called the Big Shot, and now we have what's called the cut and emboss machine, and we have a big one and a small mini one. All right, hi Lori. Now there's my finished coloring. Now there's another part that I'm going to add to this to give it some pizzazz. All right, so I didn't show it to you, but there was another die, and it's this part of the sled. Okay, now what I did was I took our gold shimmer paper, and let me show you this, I pulled our adhesive sheets. Now they are long. You get a big piece, and you get 12 of them, all right? And it sells for $11.50. So it's like a big sticker. What I ended up doing was I used my scissors and I cut a piece off there. And I had a scrap of paper. There it is. Okay, I had a scrap of paper, and I stuck it, I took this gold shimmer paper and I stuck it on this little piece right here. Cut it out because I didn't want to waste it. There's a lot here and I don't need all of it, right? But it's like I'm making a sticker. And so I ran this through using the die in my cut and emboss machine. I ran it through, and I haven't even taken it off the die yet. So this piece, you can see there's the paper, and then on the back side it's super sticky. It sticks like a sticker, okay? Now this is just garbage. This is the leftover, just like if I were to cut it out on cardstock. This is the garbage here. So I'm going to throw that away. And I just trimmed it as close as I could to my scrap because I didn't want to waste the adhesive sheet. Okay, so now I'm going to take my U-Pick tool, because this is a very delicate die, and I'm going to punch out all those little pieces to make it look intricate and detailed, just like we do on a regular die. This just has a sticker on the back this time. I tend to forget this, and then I wish I had done it, because when we have delicate dies like this, the glue that you use gets all over, right? And then our hands get sticky. But I remembered this time to use my adhesive sheet. Now I'm going to throw all these little scraps in my garbage can so they don't end up on the carpet. All right, and then we're going to use our U-pick tool to just kind of help get that out. All right, and I've got a couple more little pieces that didn't want to come. There we go. Okay. We want to make sure that they're all free. It's not hard, you just have to take your time. All right, so now it's a sticker, and we're just going to peel off the backing. If I can get my hands to work. I love my U-pick tool, you guys. You see me use it all the time. Let's see. You can use tweezers. There we go. All right, so I'm just getting it started, peeling off the back. And we're going to lay it down on the black ink for the bottom of our sled. Take your time, because once it's down, it's not coming back up. All right, so can you guys see that? That's just another fun little detail, right? Okay. Now, another little detail that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Wink of Stella pen. These are glitter pens, and I'm hoping I have several of these. Okay, and I'm just going to go over this black piece with our glitter pen so it sparkles. Okay, I'm not squeezing it because there's already glitter in the brush part. And we don't need big globs. I just want it to sparkle and look wintry and magical. Okay, just another little detail. I'll hold it up and maybe you'll be able to see the glitter. Can you guys see the shimmer on that? Makes it look better than just flat black ink. And then there's my gold shimmer on the bottom too. Isn't that cute? Just makes it look super magical, right? I'm trying to make sure I'm in the view here. Okay. Let me cap my glitter pen. This is called Wink of Stella. Love my Wink of Stella. Now, I'm getting all those little sticker bits in my garbage can that we took off from that die. Okay, now it's time to start to assemble our card. So I'm going to let my glitter dry and let's put this together. So I'm starting with a card base of Misty Moonlight. So what you do is you take a sheet of paper, okay, and it's an 8.5 by 11, and you take your paper trimmer, which my paper trimmer seems to have disappeared. Where did it go? Well, anyway, what we do is we cut it in half. So you're going to cut it at 5.5, and then that gets you 2 card bases, okay? That's how I do that. So you get 2 card bases from 1 piece of paper. And then I score it on the long side at 4 1/4. All right, so our paper trimmer has a cutting blade. Oh, here it is behind me. Has a cutting blade and a scoring blade. All right, so just want to show you because I know sometimes we have new people watching. So here I am at 4 1/4. You want to move your cutting blade out of the way, and then this is your scoring blade. It's the lighter one. All right, you don't have to press super hard, but that helps give you a fold. Then you're going to want to use what's called a bone folder, or you can use your hands, and we're going to burnish that fold so it's nice, crisp fold there, okay? And I took another piece of cardstock and I ran it through an embossing folder in my cut and emboss machine. And this one's brand new, and it is the exposed brick embossing folder. You guys can see the texture on there. And I'm going to hold this up, and maybe you guys can see it on the paper. You guys see that? Now, I cut it just 1/8 of an inch smaller than the front of my card base. Okay, so let's grab some adhesive. I am going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. I prefer Stampin' Seal Plus over Stampin' Seal. I don't know why, I just like it better. All right, it's like a tape runner, but this is super strong adhesive. And you always want to make sure that the tape is centered, not over on one side. And there you go. Just a little bit on the corners. We don't need to do the whole length of the card. Sometimes people go a little crazy with their adhesive. Now, and you end up using a lot, and you really don't need to. So I always do my 4 corners, and then I just go right in the middle on the sides. Okay? If you want to do a little bit here and here, you could. You don't have to. Sometimes I feel like we need a little bit more when there's embossing because of the texture. We want to make sure that it is stuck all the way down. All right, now I'm going to make sure I've got this centered and that we've just got a little bit of an edge all the way around the card. Just really makes it look professional. All right, and I'm pressing that down really good. We don't want any bubbles. Now, the Designer Series paper that I'm using is also an online exclusive, and it comes in a 6x6 pack, and it's called One Horse Open Sleigh. You get 48 sheets of paper, and it's all different winter scenes. All right, and this is actually a combo of 2 packs put together because I was doing it for a class. So I'm just going to show you some of the paper. I was organizing it by design. So one side is subtle and one side is a scene. Okay, all wintry. So there's 2 sheets that we're going to use in this pack of paper. So I pulled this one with a little bit of design on it, and then I pulled this one. I wanted this little fence in the background. So now I've cut these a little bit smaller because I wanted my texture to show behind. All right, so I will tell you the measurements of these. So if you want to copy this card, you can. This is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so 5 by 3 3/4. And then this one is 1/4 of an inch smaller. So it's 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay? And you're going to have some scraps, and you're going to use some of the scrap for the inside of your card. So don't throw it away. So we're going to adhere this using our adhesive. Let me get that corner right there better. There we go. And we just want to see a little bit of that white speckling all the way around. Kind of looks like snow. And it's snowing on the designer series paper also, so it just kind of flows like there's snow from the top all the way onto our paper. Okay? And then we're going to add this to the card base with the texture. And we're going to center that so we see the texture, the embossing on all the sides evenly. Now I was inspired, this card, I did not come up with the design all on my own. I did get inspired by another demonstrator, and then I kind of changed a little bit to it and made it my own. Okay, so I can't take all the credit. All right, now we're going to add our horse and sleigh on here, and I'm going to put him on the very edge of the designer series paper, but I'm going to put him on some dimensionals to make him pop up and give it some interest. So this is like double-sided foam tape. Hi Mary, welcome. I do love this paper. Yes, yes, yes. I have bought 3 packs of it. I think I did get one more when it went, oopsie, when it went live, because I'm going to want it for my own card making, and I need it for some classes too. It's just gorgeous paper. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It can just be winter cards. You know, we have birthdays in the winter. My brother is on the 28th of December. My dad is January 6th. My husband is Christmas Day. So I have a lot of winter birthdays in my family. Now I might be going crazy on these dimensionals, but it's okay. We want to make sure that everybody is evenly dispersed here on all of our parts. And I just am using my U-Pick tool to kind of help me get off the backings. And then I throw those in the garbage so they don't land on the cat or the carpet. Because they do find their way all over the house. All right, now we're going to put the edge just on the bottom of the designer series paper. And this stamp fits just the bottom of my paper. Isn't that beautiful? Now look how that pops up. You can see the dimension to that. Makes your card come alive. All right? Now, what I did was I used some of this paper. This is a scrap. I turned it over and I used the red side. And I did some wet embossing. All right? Now, I'm not going to go through and do it all, but I'm just going to show you. We sell a tray. It's not pink, but we sell a tray. You can use the tray, or, and I do that. I sometimes go to the dollar store and I buy like the sandwich tubs because it has a lid that fits on it. And I just pour the powder in here. What you do is you take your, I'm sorry, that's not the right one. Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. I take a Versamark. Now this is a watercolor stamp pad, all right? Mine is very well loved, and the ink is different. It's kind of like an oily ink. And so you take your stamp, and we did Sending Warmth Your Way. You ink it up, okay? You put it on your paper, and you take your paper and you, I'm going to take a scrap of paper. You just cover it with the powder, and it's going to stick to wherever that oily ink is, okay? And you're going to want to tap it. Sometimes you flick the back side. You can take a brush and get all the excess. You want to make sure that there's no powder any place except where the ink is. Make sure you cover up your powder. Now the powder comes in a container like this. I'm using white, but we also have it in gold and black and I believe clear. All right. And then we use a heat tool, which kind of looks like a blow dryer, and it will heat up and melt the little particles, and it makes it look like paint, but it's not wet, it's dry. Okay? So that's really cool. It's shiny and it's raised a little bit. That's called wet embossing. Now I'm going to take my paper snips. We also sell these. They come with a nice safety cap. And I am just going to cut down the center like this, right in the middle. And then I'm going to come on the side at an angle. And then I'm going to come on the side at an angle. And then I've got my little pendant. Okay, and we're going to put that right here. But we're going to raise that up on some Stampin' Dimensionals also. Okay, I'm going to take the backs off. One already came off, but we're going to get these other two. There we go. And we're going to put that right up here. Instead of a bow, we're just going to use this pendant, little flag pendant. All right, now we're still not done yet. We're going to come in with our snowflakes. Now remember I said these are also an online exclusive. So they come in copper, gold, and white. All right. And so I think we've got some gold here. I'm going to add some gold snowflakes this time. Okay, we've got large. Here's the large, actually. Large, medium, and small. I don't think I want to do a large. I think I'm just going to go with a medium. Oh, he flew away. There we go. And we'll add in snowflake there. And let's do, I'm going to hold him down a little bit. There we go. And we'll add in one here. I always like to do groups of 3. And I like to do like a triangle. But it's going to be kind of hard. Maybe we'll do it right up here. You guys see that? So he'll partly be showing. So I like to do like what's a triangle. It just kind of helps with the aesthetics. And I do 3s. All right, that's the outside of our card. If you wanted to go even a little bit more, you could add a little rhinestone on the top of your snowflakes. I don't know that it needs it, but you could do that if you wanted to. Hi, Sherry. Now I'm going to do my inside of my card. Okay, so I've cut a piece of basic white. All right, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. We're going to use that tuxedo black ink again. And we don't want to say the same thing as our front of our card. We're going to say, wishing you a season of cheer. Oh, I think I got the tip of my finger inky, so I'm going to make sure that's not wet because I don't want it to get on my paper. You can always have some little wet ones. I did it again. I'm going to go this way. Some wet ones on your craft table to kind of help, and hand sanitizer helps too, getting off the ink of your hands. Because if your hands are real inky, you're going to get it on your card. And you don't want ink in places that you don't want it, right? And notice I've got ink on my block right there, so I got to be very careful that I don't get that on my paper. All right, now there's another one that says, and a Happy New Year. So we're going to ink that up. I'm taking my time because I want to make sure I get that really nice and coated. We want this to look the very best that it can be. I love to mail my Christmas cards, and everyone is just always so excited when they get a handmade Christmas card. Now I'm going to have to move this a little bit, ladies, because I got to make sure I can see it with my bifocal here. I went to the eye doctor. I think I'm going to go. And I do have new glasses coming. If I do it that way, it's going to be... Oh, see, I already got ink where I don't want it, so we're going to go this way. Okay. I love clear blocks. You remember the days of wood blocks and you couldn't see through? All right, there we go. There. I was able to fix that little boo-boo. Now, I'm going to cover up my ink pad because I don't want anything to drop in the ink. Remember I said we're going to use up some of that scrap paper from the front. So this was the piece. It's our background. All right, and I had trimmed some of it off because I didn't need it to be so long. So I kept that strip, and we're going to put it down here on the bottom of our card like that. Okay. All right, and check my adhesive, make sure it's centered, that it's not coming off. Okay, just take your time. All right. Make sure there's no kitty hairs where we don't need them. All right, and I'm just lining that up. If you have to trim it with your scissors, you can do that. Oh, got a little bit off. There we go. Liquid glue is really good too because you do get a little bit of grace period and you can move it around if you need to. If you see any little adhesive where you don't want it, these little gummy erasers are amazing. They sell them at Dollar Tree. We used to sell them and we don't. So they're $1.25. I always have several of these in my crafting area, and they just help get off any adhesive where you don't need it. Now, I got to make sure that stays down right there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue right there, a little dot of liquid glue to make sure that stays down. Okay. I'm going to hold that because I want this to look the very best it can. Okay. And let's put that inside our card. Isn't that lovely? So, like I said in the beginning, this is Misty Moonlight. It's very close to Night of Navy and Boho Blue. It's like the middle. Night of Navy is the darkest. Boho Blue is lighter. And then this is the middle of those blues. It's called Misty Moonlight. It's one of the returning colors. It used to be an in color. And then when we did our color refresh with the new catalog, they brought it back. And I love this blue. Okay, there's the inside of my card. Wishing you a season of cheer and a happy new year. You could even put a little snowflake on the inside if you wanted to. I think it's really pretty. And then there's the outside of my card. I don't like that. It's moving up, so I might take a little mini dimensional or cut one in half. Let's see if I've got some minis here. I do. Any that are open. Aha. I'll take some of these little minis, and I'm going to fix that because I want it to not be pulling up like that. So we're going to take one of these minis. We sell them the regular size and the minis. Sometimes you need a small one. There we go. For small spaces. Or you can always cut a regular one in half. But what I will tell you is on the mini dimensionals, you get more of them for your money. Now I tend to buy Let me pull one of these packs to show you. I tend to buy the regular size ones, but the mini dimensionals, you get 720 of them. And then the regular size ones, you get 300. So just throwing that out there, that you could always cut these in half if you needed to, but then it gets your scissors gummy. You get more of these. So that's just something to think about. You know, if you're trying to make your money stretch, maybe go for the mini ones because you get more of them. And I always save the outside too. So see how this part, I always use that up. I don't throw that away. I just take my scissors and I cut it up and I use all of these pieces too. Okay, so don't throw that away. You can still use it. All right. Anybody have any questions? If you have not given me a thumbs up or a heart on the video, I would really appreciate you doing that. That helps more people to find this video and learn all the crafty goodness. This stamp set is not in a catalog, so you're going to find it on the website. All right, so if you go to my online store, or if you're a demonstrator and you just go to stampinup.com, you can go click on what's new, or if you're shopping all the products, then you can click on online exclusives. You'll find this stamp set. You're going to find the embellishments, and you're going to also find the paper. Now you can buy the stamp set separately, but if you want the dies, you can get it as a bundle and you save 10%. Whenever you buy bundles, you always save 10%. So the dies and the stamp set can be bought together with a different item code, or item number I should say, and then you save 10%. Okay? So all of these products are found online right now. They are while supplies last. So if you love it, you're going to want to grab it. I think I'm going to need to order more of this paper. I really do like this paper. All right, everyone. Happy Christmas in July. On my business page, you're going to find a Christmas in July posting where I am encouraging you and challenging you to get started on your Christmas card making now, so that you can get ahead and have enough Christmas cards for your needs. And I would love for you to post pictures of your Christmas cards on that post. Now, the person that makes the most Christmas cards will get a prize. All right? So please start posting your Christmas cards and letting me know how many you've made. And I'm going to be keeping track all month long. And at the end of the month, on August 1st, I will announce a winner, and they are going to get a prize mailed to them. All right? So let's get our Christmas cards started, everyone. Even if you have to play Christmas music to get yourself in the mood. Okay, I will see you next week with another Christmas card. And happy stamping, everyone. I hope that you have a great rest of your weekend and into the new week, okay? All right, stay safe and stay healthy and stay cool and hydrated, and I will see you next weekend. Bye-bye, everyone.